Before we crossed back into Canada, we got the news. Not a storm warning, a road closure. The final stretch home, a highway that closes more often than it stays open this time of year. And it was already shut down. If that stretch didn't reopen, we weren't getting home. So we made a stop. If we were driving straight into a Canadian winter, we weren't doing it on worn-out rubber. New tires, fresh tread, because once that snow starts stacking up, traction is everything. The further north we drove, the whiter it got. Flurries turned steady, steady turned heavy, snowbanks rising higher by the hour. And all the while, we kept checking that one stretch of highway. Closed. Still closed. Then the closer we got to home, the snow eased. Clouds thinned, and suddenly sun. Bright, clear, almost calm. And the best part, an open highway. The question wasn't if we'd see winter. The question was, would the road stay open long enough for us to get home? And when we finally turned onto our road, it didn't look like home. It looked buried. Drifts higher than the fence line, equipment swallowed whole. Cold so sharp it steals your breath. And the sun was already dropping. We camped in the cold before, but this might be the coldest night we've ever faced in the Bee. Getting home was only part of the story. What waited for us here was something else entirely.
Good morning, guys. Nice brisk morning here in Maryland, Wisconsin. So Stasworks opens at 8 o'clock, I believe. So it's about 7:30. We'll get the Jeep unhooked and get ready to go in. We had a nice toasty night in the camper where everything's working good. I think it was our coldest temperature night, but it wasn't windy, so I think it was actually with the wind chill and everything blowing on everything, it was colder in Iowa, which is cool because I thought it was going to be colder here. I think it's minus 24 Celsius, so like minus 11 Fahrenheit, something like that. Anyway, let's get this thing unhooked. Jeep is unhooked. Get this baby started up. Wait for the glow plugs. Sound a little rattly. Morning.
Chilly out, huh?
A little bit. I think it's time for some warm pants. Well, it's after 8 a.m., so we'll see if they're rolling and what bay they want us in. It'll have to be one of these 14-foot high doors. You got inside where it's warm, didn't ya? Lots of tires ready to go. A little better view of the lathe that shaves the unevenness off of the tires. It was kind of tucked in a corner last time we were here. And he was saying there's some that are, they didn't have to shave, so they're gonna give me those ones, which is kind of cool. I guess about 1 out of 10 are good right up from the factory. We were 1 in 12 and we went down to 0 and 8, right?
Generally, a lot of times they'll get worse when you do that because you're changing from where the weight is on the tire when you're shaving rubber off.
Oh, really?
But in this case, it helped us.
Sweet. Yeah, it definitely eliminates the bounce though.
Right.
Yeah, and then the weight you can balance out with weights. Yeah.
As we've been heating up in here, because we're inside of the shop,
At Stasworks.
at Stasworks, everything is melting.
All the frost.
All the frost, all the things. So we had that big frost line across the frame here. That's all melted, so it's been running down the wall. So I've been wiping as we go. I've been trying to hit all the windows and get the water off. And every time that they change a tire and the rig tips a little bit, water pours out of the fan because the inside of the lid had frost on it. So everything's dripping, and it's a good chance for us to kind of get dry underneath the bed because there's this frost buildup.
Yeah, it's not very melty yet because the mattress is insulating it. The slats were actually, they're still, you can see,
there's
frozen to the
frost.
bed up there. They're not even releasing from the mattress.
There's frost, so maybe we can get a little bit of this defrosted because we still have a little bit of time here. But we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, mainly if it has defrosted, we want to dry it out as much as possible, but
Dry it, yeah.
it'll be frozen again once we hit the road, and then once we get home, we can take the
We
mattress
can take
out.
it out and dry everything properly,
some
but I
foam.
think we're gonna have to take this off as well and pull out the Reflectix and wipe everything because I'm sure that there's a bit of a frost buildup in there too. So
Everything's good when it stays above freezing, and everything's good when it stays below freezing. It's the in-between.
the in between that. But we got the frost came off of this window, so that's good. And yeah.
And we got 3 tires done, 2 more to go, and then we'll be on the road.
Cool.
Well, Cole's got the front tires swapped out. We did a rotation and put the passenger side back as the spare, and trued up these ones, spun 2 of them on the lathe, got them nice and round again, got a little bit of cupping taken off, and the one that we had as spare, it spun up real good, so we bolted it on. Now he's working on taking apart the back rims and getting the new tires put on. So this is the O-ring that's in the rim, which kind of flattens out on one side after it's been installed for a while. I don't know if you can see how flat it gets, which it's probably fine and would work again, but in a pinch, we'll just put a new one in since we're making everything new. So these tires at about 45,000 miles actually do have a little bit of cupping even though they're rear. I could probably get close to 10 on them, I bet you still. And there's the wear mark, the wear bar raised section that still got a bit of tread to get down to that. And they look good on the inside. No cracking or anything. They've held up well. Got the odd little crack, but I think it's a really thick carcass. There we go. Fresh new tires installed on the back. Nice shaved, balanced ones on the front. Let's put on some miles and head farther north. Shout out to Position 1 Performance in Arpin, Wisconsin. I found them on the Fast dealer locator site, and they had a set of fuel filters in stock for our Fast lift pump. So we stopped in there on our way north to get a replacement set, just so we have a spare set with us because we're heading into colder weather, just in case. Marianne's routing us to a Walmart though. We're gonna stay at the Walmart Resort tonight in Menominee, Michigan? Or Wisconsin. So we're still in Wisconsin. We're almost in Michigan. So, one more night in Wisconsin, and then on to Michigan tomorrow. Here we are in our Walmart Resort, Menominee. Menominee. It's not Michigan, is it? Still Wisconsin?
No,
You sure? Okay.
because a little bit further up is the Welcome to Wisconsin Travel Center, and it is on the border of Wisconsin and Michigan.
And then we still have 4 hours to go from here to get to the Michigan-Ontario Canada border. So we're right now about 230 miles from there. So we'll leave that for tomorrow.
All right,
Okay,
that's it.
let's get in our little house.
Good night, folks.
Windy. Yeah, we did the pillow dance Everything from the bed is on the floor. The TV came out. See, this is what you get when you drive on fancy roads.
Fancy.
Coffee out of the garbage.
Yeah, I forgot to put the lid down on the garbage can. So all the coffee bounced out of our coffee filters onto the counter.
See, it's way smoother just to drive off road.
That's right.
The highways are what bounces everything around. Good morning from the Walmart in Menominee, Wisconsin. My weather app puts me in Marionette, which I assume is nearby, at minus 15 Celsius, which is probably 2 or 3, maybe 5 Fahrenheit, somewhere in there. Not bad today. Clear skies, sun shining. We're about 4 hours from the border, maybe 5, 4.5. And we're just kind of going through things, making sure we're ready to cross. We'll have one more go through everything in the truck before we cross, and we'll be in Canada. I discovered I can run the truck with the keys in the ignition and get in with my spare set. I'd never tried that before because we haven't done cold in this truck really. Give her a little high idle to help her warm up a bit more. It's not warm, but come on in.
Just turn on the heated seats?
Yeah, I don't have those hooked up.
Huh? You turned on the heated seats?
Yeah, I did. Shout out to the gentleman in the Walmart parking lot at Menominee, Wisconsin. He said he went in Walmart and had a hell of a time getting through there, and then he came out and seeing our truck made his day, and it was all worth coming to Walmart.
Aww.
So, making people smile, one town at a time.
Oh, that's awesome.
We are routing 4 hours and 1 minute to go, which is probably 5 hours the way we roll.
Welcome to Michigan.
Welcome to Michigan.
Hey, our last state on this tour. So we were just counting states, and we figure it's either 19 or 20 states we went through on this tour, big loop, but actually this is a relatively short trip for us, 2.5 months.
Continue
And we
straight
actually
onto 10th Avenue.
maybe got a new state, I think, Kansas. That might be the only new one. Yeah, I think so. Yet to be determined.
I don't know.
Pretty nice looking out there. We're about 6 hours from home right now, even though we're still in Michigan. So about half of that trip is on the Ontario, Canada side. And there's the last 150 miles, 250 kilometers are along Lake Superior, which is a notorious section for highway closure.
Yep.
We've been watching it the last few weeks as we've been traveling north, and it's been closed more than it's been open, like much more than it's been open.
Yeah.
So right now it's closed.
It
right?
is closed, yeah. So normally it gets closed like lots of accidents or really heavy snow, which a lot of the really heavy snow happens about the halfway point between Sault Ste. Marie and home.
It's a snow belt
it's
with snow squalls off Lake.
Off the lake, yeah, right, because it's right on the shores of Lake Superior. And there was a little bit of snow in the forecast yesterday, but apparently a lot of wind. So there's like a visibility issue. So just after 9:30 last night, the highway closed, and it's still closed. The last closure that they had just a few days ago lasted over 37 hours. So
we'll get home when we get there.
we might get to Sault Ste. Marie and not be able to get home until they open up the highway. And who knows? Like there are alternate routes that we could take that would add a ton of time. But we don't want to go that way.
Yeah, it's twice as far. It's a good thing we travel with our house.
That's right. And if need be, we will just spend the night there with some friends, and gives us some extra time with Gord's mom.
and we'll just wait it out. But as it shows right now, we cannot get home. Yay, Trans-Canada Highway.
So we're making our way across the UP of Michigan, the Upper Peninsula, and the snow's getting deeper and the wind's getting stronger.
Yeah, is it ever? It's crazy.
Yeah, winter reality's setting in. They're grooming snowmobile trails and everything here, so just like normal winter.
Highway from Sault Ste. Marie to Wawa is still closed 2 hours later.
The roads are pure ice here. At that last stop light we came to on the highway, they had sanded pretty well, like very well actually, but it was still just purely slick. We used the anti-lock brakes coming in, and we came in cautiously too, so it's pretty slippery. We're gonna have to drive with care for the next, what do we got? Another
38 miles.
40 miles till we get to Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan.
Yeah. The snowbanks here are huge.
Snowy.
And we're not home yet. I think we have more snow.
It's gonna get worse. Or better, depending on how you look at it.
A lot of snow.
If you're looking for winter, it's gonna get better.
We found it. Yeah. We still gotta. Are you batting your eyes at me?
I've been staring through the snowflakes.
Quick little pit stop at Wally World, and one last whoosh through the rig and the truck.
Before we cross the border.
Make sure we have our poop in a group, and yeah, then we'll cross over.
To Canada.
Highway to home is open, but if it's snowing like it is here, like it's gonna be snowing like that on the way home, I'm sure.
Yeah, and it'll probably just be a matter of time till a trucker jackknifes on one of the hills and they'll close it again, and it'll be in the dark.
Yeah.
So I don't think I want to do that. I don't feel like driving a few more hours either.
No, so we're gonna do this crossover and then spend the night at friend's place, park in their driveway, and drive tomorrow if the highway's open.
In the daylight.
In the daylight. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
I think we're pretty much ready to cross the border. Just had a little snack, put our groceries away, never cross the border on an empty stomach. Or if you have to pee.
Especially if you have to pee.
It must be like $10 maybe.
I have no idea. I have here.
You got a 5?
Yeah, I do.
I got a 5 here. I think it's going to be $9.75 because we're towing the Jeep. Maybe even more.
Oh, I have a whole
But I
bunch of
got
ones. I've got a whole bunch of ones.
Hello. How much? In the US? $9? Hello. Good, yourself? Thank you.
And just like that, folks, we're home.
Come on in.
Come on in.
Okay, does the snow get deeper as soon as you cross into Canada?
Yes.
Kind of looks like it. And we're not even in the snow belt yet.
Nope. It's gonna get deeper as we get home.
First stop, visit my mama. Oh, we had a good visit with my mommy. Now, we need to stock up on groceries.
Are you...
And in Canada, they don't give you oodles of plastic bags. You don't get free garbage bags. We got absolutely no groceries at home. And we couldn't bring a whole lot across the border, so time to stock up. Oh yeah, we're back in Canada. Look at that. Well, it's only a minus 11 Celsius here this morning, so relatively warm, which is, I don't know what that'd be, plus 10 maybe, 8, 10 Fahrenheit. It's like minus 21 Celsius at home though, 2 hours from here. There's always a big difference in temperature between there and here. So that's what we're headed towards. So that's like minus, I don't know, 4 something Fahrenheit. So let's get things shoveled off and ready to roll. Windshield was warm when we parked, a little bit icy, not bad.
Good morning. Are you guys ready to do this? I'm not. I didn't pack anything other than this puffer. Oh, and my mittens. In anticipation for snow. I thought we were coming back in May. I stepped out of the camper this morning and it was way over the top of my shoes. Yeah. It snowed a lot last night. Hopefully, highway is open. Hopefully it stays that way. We can get home.
Well, we stopped at A&W to get some breakfast because we got a lot of work ahead of us when we get home. And we actually met up with some friends, Dan and Greta, that came by, and they actually saw our truck parked there.
They're like, we saw it. We're like,
how do you even notice this truck parked somewhere? I don't know. But that was cool. We got to meet up with them and have a little chat. And now we are headed north.
Highway's still open.
Highway's still open at this moment. Sometimes they do close it about 45 minutes from here, and then you're just kind of stuck on the highway in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed that doesn't happen. It must be taking us through. It's taking us through Ranger Lake. Oh no.
Oh no.
Avoiding road closures.
On Ontario's
no.
roads. You're on the fastest route. You should reach your destination by 2:41 p.m.
Oh no. It doesn't show closed.
Hopefully it just didn't get updated since yesterday. This is the mile hill. This is a big hill going down. So we'll take it easy. Last thing I want is a Jeep fishtailing. And that is the problem with a tow vehicle. At least with a trailer with electric brakes, you can activate the brakes on them. With the Brake Buddy, I have no control over them. It'd be sweet to have a remote that I could...
Like a trailer brake.
Yeah, control the brakes. Which, I don't know, maybe I could rig something like that up, but that would be nice. Because I don't like not being able to put the brakes on the tow vehicle.
No. Oh.
Steve.
Oh, is that who that was?
Yeah.
Cool. So we're coming up to Batchewana Bay, which is where they close the highway, usually close the highway. Sometimes they close it back further towards the Sioux in Hayden. But typically, if there's a closure in between Sault Ste. Marie and Wawa, they'll close it in Wawa and they'll close it here in Batchewana Bay.
There's an area called Montreal River farther up the highway that usually creates most of the problems. So they'll close it at Batchewana where the weather starts to get worse. It's kind of the beginning of the snow belt. So the snow's going to get deeper from here on in.
So here's where
there's a sign and it's not on.
here's the sign. This is where the
Road maintenance
comes out of, and woohoo! There's no gates, so it's open. So that's awesome.
Oh yeah. I just stopped to see how things are back here. We're not halfway yet, but we're close, very close. You probably wonder why we're on the Trans-Canada Highway and it's so quick, so much bumpy, like we're on a washboard gravel road. Well, you might not know, but snow and gravel kind of work the same. If there's loose snow or loose gravel and people drive on it, it gets wavy and turns into washboard, and yeah, believe it or not, you end up with the same thing with snow as you do with a dirt road, washboard road.
Whoa, bare pavement.
They lay the salt tour here for the Montreal River Hill.
Bare pavement.
We might get pretty.
So for height reference of these snowbanks at the sign, they're pretty close to, I would say, they're about halfway up the window.
Yeah, they're definitely up to the bottom of your window, if not a little bit higher.
If not a little bit higher. Like,
And
when I sit here, I can see over them, but
And when you stand outside the truck, you're not even anywhere near the bottom of the window.
no, I'm not. Yeah. So when I stand, I can walk underneath our side mirrors. They just to say skim the top of my head.
And yeah, and they're well below the bottom of the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these snowbanks are they're about halfway up our mirror. So they're really hot.
I'm going to take another look at the Jeep here. We're beyond halfway home now. Oh yeah, it's looking clean. Look at that. It's well protected. Glazed. It's a chocolate glazed Jeep donut. Nice. We're running pretty bare pavement now. I think I'm gonna unlock the hubs. I thought it'd be good to have it if some of the hills were really bad, but it seems like they've got the road pretty good here now. Sometimes that Old Woman Bay, after that, it gets bad again, but we'll see. I can always lock them again.
We've been watching our cameras at home. We have security cameras all over the property. And we've been watching the snow get higher and higher and higher. This winter, snow has come by the foot. It is like, normally you get a few inches here, a few inches there. And from talking to friends and family at home and looking at the cameras, yeah, it's come like a foot or more at a time. We want to give a huge shout out to my bestie and her husband. Thank you, Shannon and Jean-Guy. Jean-Guy went over with their mighty little tractor and snowblower and opened up the front of our driveway for us up to our gate so that we can, when we get there, we can actually get off of the road while we get the yard open. So huge thank you for that. He's actually done it twice.
Yeah, that's going to help that we can just get off the road and park and not have to be in a panic to get a spot opened up.
Yeah, that
also,
awesome.
Also our other neighbors, Al and Cindy.
Yes.
They're actually in our Patreon community also.
Yeah.
But yeah, Al went over in December and cleaned some snow off one of our roofs that, you know, usually I'm not concerned until there's
Whoa.
That was a lot of snow.
Wow, it's like snow come off of like a tractor.
Yeah, usually I'm not concerned until there's like 3 feet of snow on that roof, and in December it was getting up there, and so Al went over and pulled a bunch of snow off of that roof. So
Yeah, he went over with
good.
his grandson Boo. So, I'm sorry, Boo. I actually don't know your name. Your grandparents just always call you Boo. So, so Alan Boo, thank you so much for taking care of that for us, and to Shannon Shungi and the mighty little tractor.
but pretty soon we'll know and you'll know how
Yeah.
much snow is there for us to deal with, and what kind of a enormous feat we have to get things back to reality there. And then I'm sure we'll have roofs to clean off again.
Yeah.
The first yard opened up and heat turned on in the house.
Yeah. When
Water.
when Zhangyi went over with the tractor to open up the driveway, it was over 6 feet high. The snowbanks at the end of at our driveway. So, yeah.
So we're fueling up now that we're back close to home. So we have a full tank, and the gas is $1.55 a liter
Diesel.
Canadian, the diesel, yeah,
Diesel.
which translates out to $4.45 US a gallon. So
That's
the price is pretty good for Canada, but it's more than we paid anywhere in the US.
That's crazy. Oh
don't-
yeah, I think
yeah.
the most that we paid was like
Mid threes, maybe $3.49.
$3.49. Yeah.
And down to like $2.69, I think, was the cheapest. Yeah.
Holy moly.
So we're pulled in the end of our driveway looking at the task ahead.
Oh, I don't even know.
Yeah, like I say,
I
we may be in the house tonight, we may not be,
don't even
but we have our house with us, so
I don't even know how you're gonna get the doors open.
well, I'm gonna be shoveling for a while. But I could use the exercise.
It is ridiculous. So our gate, the bottom rung of the gate is it's at least a foot off the ground. It's
Yeah, it's probably 3 feet of snow. I
three
would say.
rungs high
Yeah.
where it's not drifted.
Yeah, so that's 3 feet of compacted snow, which is probably like, I don't know, 8 or 9 feet of snowfall maybe, to speculate, but whatever, it's a big number, and we got our work cut out for us to get to the house, and I got the heat on in the camper, so I'm gonna go in there, get all my winter gear on, and then go to the house, turn the heat up so it can start heating up while I try to get the tractor started. And then as the tractor's warming up, I'll work on trying to get the doors open to get the tractor out. But we're here. We made it. And it amazes me. Every year that we pull back in here, it amazes me that we actually left here and made it all the way back
Yeah.
without major issues, really. We always make it back. Yeah, at some point. A little early this time, but here we are.
All right. Let the fun begin.
Ready to go. Just gotta find my gloves. I lost them somewhere. All right, here we go. We're in the snow and we're gonna try and get to the house to get the heat turned up. We're gonna have to get the tractor out of there, so I'm gonna throw the booster pack that way. All right, here we go. Well, the snow's dense enough that I'm only sinking into it up my knees, so that's good. We made it. Okay, I'm gonna go in, turn on some heat, and get the house warming up, and then we're headed back over to the shed to try and get those doors open and get the tractor running. All right. Okay. There's the doorknob. Well, I walked back to the house, got the shovel from the house, and the keys that I forgot in the door. All right. There it is. The key to winter success. Tractor key. Back to the shed. There we go. That's what we're dealing with. That much snow. Here anyway. Hopefully the old girl fires up. Let's see. Not super powerful. I need to use the booster pack. Yeah. She's done. Okay, we'll get the booster pack on her and try again. Yep. Well, see if I can get the generator fired up. We can plug the block heater in. All right, I walked over to the garage and got an extension cord, thinking positive that I'm gonna get this generator going. I got some quick start. I don't know how well you can hear me, but I'm gonna try blasting right at the motor here. The starter's right there, so I'll warm the starter up. Hopefully they don't catch on fire. We got 3.6 amps going in the battery and blasting heat at the motor, so we'll just cross our fingers that doesn't catch fire, and we'll see if we can get the gate unlocked. No, nothing's changed. Starting to melt the plastic. There we go. Wow. Sucker froze. Open sesame. So we better check the tractor isn't on fire. No smoke. Well, I found my snow rake, or the handle of it anyway. We'll have to see if we can excavate that out before we start snow blowing. Oh, there's the handle for my shovel. Ha! Didn't fall off the wall because it's through the snow rake. So that's the end with no rake. Okay, now we have to dig all the way over to there. I guess we might as well keep digging that trench to try and get the roof rake out of there, because that's going to have to be gone before we do any blowing. Roof rake. I've excavated a tunnel and got the end of it. located and dug out. The heat's on in the house. The snow rake is excavated. And the gate's unlocked. 3 things. Now we need to get these doors open and get the tractor running. Go! All right, got a hole started. So technically, what do we got here? 6 foot wide doors need to open. So we got 12 feet by 6 feet by 4 feet of snow to move. We might squeak out of there. We're like 73% there. That was maybe an hour shoveling. I think I'm really close. This blade's pretty wide. Haven't tried the door yet. Mind you, I'm still not home free. I put the tractor in backwards. I should have had the blower facing out. Now I gotta try and roll this snow ahead with the bucket, or with the blade, which is kind of a pushing blade. It's not a bucket, so I don't know how that's gonna go. So I'll have to make a big enough spot that I can actually get the tractor out and turn it around for the blower to work. So that's going to take a while because it might be a little easy at first, and as the snow goes, it's going to get harder and harder.
The tractor's alive. You can hear it. He has to dig himself out from inside the shed, and it's cold out. It's minus 20 Celsius out here. So he's got to dig out a little bit at a time, and he's got to be really careful. I can see the bucket.
Well, I've been at this for about 20 minutes now, back and forth, trying to push this bank ahead. I think I might have enough room now if I close the doors to start pushing the blower at the back. I'm just slowly making myself a bigger area. And the plan is to get the blower going that way eventually. And then I can start opening it up a little bit more and a little bit more. So we'll get these doors closed and just keep going back and forth.
I stood out there for probably 5 minutes and I'm frozen, I have to say. That man's my hero. He's been out there in this bitter, bitter cold. He's like tromped his way into the house and cranked up the electric heaters. I don't think water's coming on today at all. It's just too much. And then he had issues getting the tractor started, and it's bitter cold. So the temperature tonight is supposed to be minus 29. Feels like minus 35 Celsius. If we have to spend the night in the camper, that will officially be our coldest night yet. So we've come close to it for sure. This one's a cold one. Gord, when you watch this, you're my hero. I love you.
Well, I would say it's going good. It's going to take a long time, but we're making headway. Once we get one pass all the way, then it's just a matter of cutting a bit at a time. First pass is the hard one. Keep at her. It's beyond -20 right now, Celsius, I would say. So I probably should go find my toque because I took it off earlier when I was getting hot shoveling. Where did I put my toque? Let's get at her! My rear light's not working. Makes it a little tougher. But we're making it to the road. The D. I asked Marianne to make me a tea. Time for a tea break, maybe a snack. Little break for a snack and a tea.
A warm up.
And there's no way I'm gonna have the water going in the house. I got a trail going over there. My next goal is to try and get a trail over towards the garage so I can plug the tractor in so I can get it started tomorrow because I'll have lots more snow built tomorrow. So that's my next goal. I'm getting tired though. So we'll see how it goes. But Marianne's almost got a video done.
Yeah.
So we're all accomplishing stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Spend the night in here and tomorrow in the house.
We get to stay in our camper one more night.
He's like, let's just stay in here. And I'm like, and our house is right there. So
I don't like the house better than the camper. I like the camper just as much. So
for sure.
See you tomorrow. I opened the door to look outside this morning and the door latch froze in. And I tried to free it up, but doesn't want to come back out. So I got a bungee cord holding the door closed. Because it's -35 this morning, Celsius. Get this bungee hook back up here. Just like that. -35 Celsius. -31 Fahrenheit. So she's crisp this morning. The snow's really squeaky. So I plugged the tractor in last night, hoping it starts. Don't know if the block heater really works or not. I'm not sure. Let's see. Hopefully it starts because I got more snow blowing to do. The glow plugs are good 20 seconds or so. I don't have my brake locked on. Yeah. Well, I guess we're going to be pouring the heat to this today. That's how it goes in the cold. Well, that's by far the coldest night we've had in the camper. That's a new record.
Oh yeah, that's a record.
Because we had minus 36 or 38 or something with wind chill.
With the wind in Iowa, it was minus 27.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But my phone, when I woke up this morning, said minus 35 Celsius,
Before
minus
the
31 Fahrenheit, just straight up temperature. It's not windy though, but
I took a screenshot of it.
it's
too.
crunchy cold.
It's like make your nostrils stick together when you take a deep breath in. Yeah, it's that cold.
But it didn't feel like it last night while we slept. I was actually kind of surprised when I opened my phone this morning and saw how cold it was.
Yeah.
I was warm. I was actually a little bit too warm.
I wasn't.
We turned up the furnace a little bit to 65 overnight because we thought, oh, it's going to be really cold.
We never sleep that warm.
And it was like we have some pretty good blankets on the bed, and I was a little on the warm side. So.
I wasn't. But the frozen mattress crunch, yeah, that got me a couple times. We had that in Iowa on the coldest day, and I guess we managed to dry it all out and get the frost out from underneath it, but it's back. And you roll over, it sounds like Rice Krispies.
So we got to do the last leg of getting into the house today. More snow blowing and get the water running in the house.
Yeah.
It's supposed to warm up to minus 20 Celsius, which is a few degrees below 0 Fahrenheit.
But
by the end of the day.
Yeah, I was going to say it's only for like an hour or so, and then it starts to plummet again.
So
yeah,
it's going to be off to work fast to get the water going once the sun's out. Hopefully the sun comes out. And in the meantime, though, I'll keep myself occupied by getting the snowblower going again, the tractor, because it doesn't turn over. So maybe I'll try and see if the Jeep will start and give it a boost or something. I don't know. I might have to tent it in and heat the motor up with the ready heater, but we'll figure it out.
I'm going to start gathering things up here in bags for when he's able to get a path to the house for the truck. And then once that's accomplished, I'll get you to pull the truck up, and then I can unload the camper and get everything into the house and put away.
And the house temperature's in the 60s now with the electric heaters going, so it's,
at least there's some
it's
heat
habitable.
Yep. And it'll feel really warm when I step from in here nice and warm to outside in the cold to in there. It'll feel great.
Yeah, this is the coziest spot. I was in there this morning already. This is the cozy spot.
But it needs to be done.
Oh, yeah.
It needs to be done.
Okay. I'm fueled up on eggs and bacon and ready to get back to work. Sun's up now. It's actually cooled back down. I think we got up to minus 32. Now it's 34 again. Usually it gets a little cooler when the sun comes up for some reason. But see if Jeep will start. Maybe we can boost the tractor with it. Oh, she's stiff. Oh! I ran it just right at the end of the day there yesterday, so it was a barely start. See if I can let the clutch out. Ooh. Check gauges. Well, I was able to let the clutch out. Sometimes you let your clutch out and the transmission fluid's so thick that it'll stall. It's gonna keep running. Okay. Let that warm up for a bit while I get some warm clothing on, and we'll try boosting the tractor. Well, I'm going to say the coolant heater doesn't work because it's right there and it's cold. I guess I'll need a new one of those unless there's no power at that plug. Let's see. No, there's power. So the coolant heater doesn't work. Get some warmth there. Just have to make sure it doesn't overheat the alternator. But we'll heat it there for a bit and then maybe move it. I'll get the Jeep over here and get the booster cables hooked up, get that battery going. So we'll get these booster cables hooked up and give the old girl a try. that battery up for 10 minutes or so. Give her a little more time to warm things up. The block is pretty frosty. I'm not even going to bother cycling the glow plugs. I'm just going to see if it turns over. Kinda does. Not super fast. Well, we'll try a nice long glow plug cycle and see what we get. I doubt it, but we'll see. Huh? Pretty close. Pretty close. We'll let her charge back up for 10 more minutes maybe, and do another good glow plug cycle and we might have something. Well, I gave it another 20 minutes or so. Let's see what we get. I'm gonna have to charge for another 20 minutes or so. Well, I added a little insulation blanket there to hold a little bit of heat in and give it another 20 minutes charging or so. Let's see what we get. Well, we'll let that idle for half an hour or so. Get the hydraulics all warmed up. While the tractor's warming up, I got some water, a funnel, and an adjustable wrench. I'm gonna see if I can get water going in the house. See if we can get the pump primed. I already cleaned off the snow over here. This whole corner was buried, but the pump's in that box. So, let's see what we can accomplish. Still moving air bubbles. There we go, some dirty water from the point. I think she's pumping. Yes, sir, pressure's going up. We're just pulling in our mattress out so we can do some mods for insulation under there. She's pretty frosty. It's stuck to the slats, frozen to them. Oh, is it ever wet?
So rude. Oh, just turtle it out. There. Look at all the frost. All that sparkles is ice. Look at that.
Now that we're home, what does this mean for the channel? It doesn't mean we're stopping. It doesn't mean the adventure is over. It just means things are going to look a little different for a while. We're not going anywhere. We're just shifting gears. Over the next few videos, you're going to notice something. We're skipping ahead, bringing our story into real time. Because winter camping videos belong in the winter, not in the middle of spring. When the seasons change, our timeline will shift back a bit. We still have some incredible adventures to share from the road. the Texas Hill Country BDRX, the Chisholm Trail, and a stretch of the Oklahoma Adventure Route. Those miles matter, and they're coming. But right now, our focus is home. Family. Winter camping closer to where we live. Shorter runs, different terrain. The videos might feel a little out of order for a bit, but the story is still the same. The road shifts, the seasons change, and we adapt. This is truck camper life. It doesn't always follow a perfect route, but every mile still counts. And we're grateful you're riding along with us.